Hello there. Tonight we're going to step into a world of quiet control rooms and soft glowing screens, a place where a hidden threat is starting to form, a threat that, well, only an AI can see.
See, this is a story about a very special kind of partnership. It's about human intuition and machine intelligence, and how, when they work together, they can face the invisible dangers in our very complex world. Our story begins at the Skyline Operations Center. Just picture it. This is the digital pulse of an entire city, and it's all monitored from this one room. The goal is always to keep things calm, but being vigilant, well, that's just a constant reality. And it's right here that we're going to see how an AI can almost glimpse into the future, how it can spot problems long before any human eye could ever notice that something is wrong. So let's set the scene. The year is 2048. High above the sleeping city is the Skyline Operations Center, the nerve center that keeps an eye on everything, from the traffic grids below to the drone routes up above. Inside, a young engineer named Arin is on duty. He's a patient guy, and on the surface, he seems totally calm. But he carries this secret fear, one that kind of haunts him during the quiet moments of his shift. You know, in a system this massive, how could anyone possibly see everything? He's always wondering what would happen if some tiny, invisible crack were to form in the city's digital foundation. On this one particular evening, the operations hall is just peaceful. The massive screens are all glowing with this really reassuring green light. Everything is stable. So Arin leans back with his coffee thinking, hey, this is going to be an easy night. But just below that calm surface, a silent threat is already beginning to form. And this is where our story really begins. Because while Arin sees nothing but calm, something else is watching. Something is listening to the faintest whispers in the system. On Arin's desk, a little holographic icon gently lights up, and a calm digital voice speaks. Hello, Arin. This is AILA, your AIOps intelligence system. Now, AIOps, that just stands for AI for IT operations. It's a system designed to see what humans can't. And this isn't an alarm, it's just a calm notification. Arin just blinks, and he looks up at these walls of green screens. He's confused. Everything he knows, all his experience, it's all telling him that the system is perfectly healthy. There are no red flags, no alerts, nothing out of the ordinary at all. And then AILA softly replies, human eyes see calm. AI sees patterns. And that right there, that's the core of our story. AILA isn't seeing a problem that's happening right now. It's seeing the shadow of a future one. It's detecting the subtle combination of events that it knows always comes right before a failure. AILA continues, I've detected unusual behavior in the energy grid. Nothing is broken yet, but failure is approaching. And you gotta understand, this isn't a guess, it's a calculation. It's based on millions of data points, and it's comparing this exact moment to every similar event it has ever seen. So Arin is, naturally a little skeptical. How can the AI know something before it even happens? Well, AILA then shows him, visualizing this invisible threat in a way his human eyes can finally understand. AILA explains that 3 incredibly tiny signals have changed. The energy draw is up by less than 0.5%. The cooling fans have slowed down by just 1%. And network packets, they're delayed by a mere 3 milliseconds. Now, on their own, each of these is just background noise. It's something any human engineer would be right to ignore. But together, they create a signature, a pattern that only AILA can recognize. Arin's eyes just get wider as he realizes what this means. So the problem hasn't actually happened yet, he asks. AILA's response is both chilling and, in a way, reassuring. No, but it will if we don't act now. And that is the power of AIOps. It turns reactive problem-solving into proactive prevention.
Okay, so a prediction is pretty useless without action, right? AILA doesn't just point out the future problem, it automatically starts to solve it. AILA kicks off this automated workflow, one built on a tool called NN, and it just flows like a river of light across Arin's screen. It happens in 5 quick steps. First, the trigger. That pattern shift is detected. Second, the collector. It gathers all the relevant data, logs, temperatures, traffic. Third, the thinker, an AI model, analyzes all that data against things that have happened in the past. Fourth, the predictor. It estimates exactly when the failure is going to happen. And finally, the doer automatically sends commands to fix the issue, rerouting power, restoring balance, all without a single human click.
And here we go. This is the moment of truth. 5 minutes later, just like AILA predicted, the dashboards start to shake. A massive red warning flashes across the main screen, alerting everyone to a potential grid failure. Panic would have set in. Chaos would have started.
But then, just as quickly as that warning appears, it fades away. The screen just returns to a steady, calm green. The crisis was completely averted before it even began. Arin just stares at the screens, then at AILA's icon, and he understands now. The failure would have happened, but together, they stopped it. In that one moment, something deep inside Arin just shifts. That fear that he'd been carrying with him, that constant worry about what he couldn't see, it just begins to dissolve. And it's replaced by a completely new feeling: trust. He looks at AILA's icon and says it out loud, probably more to himself than to the AI. "You're not here to replace me. You're here to help me." In that moment, he sees that AILA isn't a competitor, it's a collaborator. It's like an extension of his own senses. So this is their new dynamic. Humans strategize, they think, they understand the bigger picture, and the AI, it watches tirelessly, seeing patterns that are just too small or too complex for the human mind to catch. Together, they form a really powerful defense. And really, Arin's story shows us the simple, powerful benefits of this partnership. AIOps reduces all the noise, which lets engineers focus on what actually matters. It predicts failures, it fixes issues automatically, and ultimately, it gives people like Arin peace of mind. It doesn't just fix systems, it keeps them stable right from the start. You know, the most powerful part of this technology isn't about replacing people. It's about extending our own senses. It gives us the time and the clarity to see the future before it arrives. Arin's story teaches us a really simple lesson. AI doesn't have to take over human work. Sometimes it can just take away human worry.